Hello everybody, it's me Ross and welcome to another video. Today I'm joined by good old Bono, aka Matt, aka Drew from YouTube, and good old Ben De'Ath as we discuss the final 5 league games for Town, what we expect, what we want to see. I can't believe the season's literally done and over already. 41 games done, 5 more remaining. Bono, let's bring up the final 5. Down below, Shrewsbury away, Rotherham away, Wigan at home, Crewe away and Charlton on the final day. What are you expecting from these final 5 games?
Well, hi Ross. Thanks for having on. Thanks for having me on. What do I expect for the final 5 games? Well, more of the same, please, Kieran McKenna. We just got to end the season on a high. You know, I'd rather. Obviously, we can't make it into the playoffs now, so we can all start planning for May. You know, with our loved ones, etc. But I'd rather finish, like I said, on a high than on a whimper. So, yeah, let's just keep on keeping on and finish as strongly as we can.
Indeed, and that is the thing, Ben, isn't it? Just to finish the season strong, don't let it dip and end the season on a sour note. But what are you expecting for the final 5 games?
Yeah, I think there's going to be a lot of chat about seeing whether we'll play some people maybe on the periphery of the team, fighting for contracts at the end of the season to get renewed for next year. Will there be a few youngsters dipped in here and there? The likes of Humphreys, the second best centre midfielder in the club, of course. And your likes of Simpson up front. So I know a bit of controversy about his contract. Then we've got Baggett. I think you could step in at centre half, and I'm sure there are a few others that a few of the fans who went to see the game on what was it, Monday against Hull, yesterday against Hull, the under-23s. So yeah, there are some good youngsters. It sounds like I actually don't think, and not too fussed actually about many of them coming into the squad. I think, as Bono just said, more of the same, please. Let's try and finish the season strongly. Get as many people through the door in terms of season tickets for next year, and performing well will encourage that. There's no doubt. I'm not saying I don't want to see the odd youngster off the bench or maybe one start now and again. That's, I guess, more realistic. But 5 games left. We want to try and aim to win every one. The Easter weekend, we could spoil a few promotion parties with Rotherham and Wigan, and that would be amusing. And then Crewe away will be a good away trip for all those who want to head up to Crewe, and Charlton at home. Last game of the season, there's always a good atmosphere. Let's try and get 25,000 plus down to Portman Road and get right behind the team again. So still lots to look forward to, Ross, I think, with the final 5 games, and we should be going in to try and win every one of them.
Indeed, Bono, and 5 very different games. Of course, by the time we play Crewe, they'll probably have been relegated, unfortunately. Wigan and Rotherham are battling promotion, while Charlton and Shrewsbury are probably just happy where they're at, mid-table. Charlton probably disappointed that they're not going to be fighting for the playoffs this year. Do you think we can win all of these games, or what's your prediction in terms of points totals against these ones?
I think it was the other day that Bloomers on the recap quoted myself and Big John Watson as like the optimistic types. Even though I am of that ilk, I don't think we'll win all 5. I think we can be happy if we win 3. If we don't lose any, that'll be a really nice end to the season, particularly after the flaccid performance against Cambridge United on Saturday. But I think they each present their own kind of tests. You know, like you said, I'd be surprised if Crewe aren't relegated by then. And the likes of Charlton and Shrewsbury, they're quite inconsistent. You know, one week they'll have a really, really decent result, and then the next they'll just capitulate against somebody, and you think, well, you know, we're playing them soon. What team are we going to be up against? And, you know, likewise with Rotherham and Wigan as well. You know, the results of the past few weeks, they've both thrown away points. Wigan look like, you know, they're contenders to actually win the league. Obviously, Rotherham with some games in hand. So it's a hard one to call, really, but no, in answer to your question, I don't think I'd like to win all 5. Goodness, that'll be amazing. And then it'll be a bit of a here's what you could have won type scenario. But yeah, no, I'd be happy with maybe 10 points. That's still quite good. But yeah.
And Ben, what are you wanting from these final 5 games? What are you like? Of course, we want to see goals because we haven't seen our strikers score goals. There's an opportunity, as you said already, for some of the players who are now going to be fighting for contracts to get back into the team and try to prove they deserve a new contract. You know, you've got players like Sonny Aluko, who is going to be out of contract. I'm sure he's going to be wanting to play games to prove he deserves that long-term contract. But what do you reckon? These five games. What can we get out of it?
It'd be interesting how much he experiments, whether we'll be looking at another formation for next year, whether we'll see different patterns of play. I don't see a lot changing, particularly in the first couple. And then maybe depending on what happens in those first 2 games, we will see a little bit of a change, particularly for the last 2, Crewe away and Charlton at home. Yeah, I mean, we've got to go away to Shrewsbury at the weekend. Like Bono was saying, they're a little bit in different form. They've certainly picked up over the last 6 weeks or so, but there's pressure off probably for the players. I think Burns came out after the Cambridge game and said he does believe, really the players have spoken as a group, probably the season is over now. If they do believe that, they're still professionals. They're still going to go out there and try and win the game. Maybe we will play a sort of, I'm not saying we haven't been playing enterprising football, but maybe the shackles are off slightly. We'll go for the jugular a little bit quicker during games. We won't be so methodical in our passing and maybe try and play between the lines a little bit quicker, take a few more risks. You never know, you could see a balmy 3-2 or 4-2 game, which would be very un-McKenna-like, but because the pressure is off a little bit now, could see a little bit more entertaining football for fans in terms of goals at both ends of the pitch, and what a pleasant sort of end of the season that will be for everybody. So look, at the end of the day, I know we don't know. We come and do these videos to try and predict and trying to make results see and place like Bono said, 10 points from the last 5 games. That's again where I see where we're at. Maybe 3 wins and a draw would be a good return. But yeah, let's hope we see maybe something a little bit different and a few more goals, Ross.
Yeah, we need goals, don't we, Bono? And sadly, the season is done and dusted. But just to end the season on a high, finish the season strong, of course, bring in those season tickets. You're looking forward to the final 5 games, and it's going to be a long wait for the next league game. As always, it is hard over the summer when there's no international football. You've got to wait for league football again. So just finish the season on high is the big point part of this.
Absolutely. So yeah, I mean, I'll be going to Shrewsbury, depending on what side of the tracks you're from, Wigan and Charlton. So I'll be going to 3 of the 5 and just finishing that season on a high. Obviously, Mark Aston spoke last week and said how well season tickets are going and that 40% of the purchases are new season ticket holders. So it'll be good to kind of keep that momentum going. Obviously, there's a few questions like been mentioned about our strike force. McKenna hasn't really had a proper transfer window, has he? So although yes, he joined in December, so in theory had the whole of January. We only really signed one person, didn't we? And that was Walton, who of course was on loan up until that point. But just carrying on that momentum, and there's so much. I don't think there's ever been a better time, the last 20-25 years to be an Ipswich fan. And we've finally got that hope back. We finally feel a little bit more investment from both sides, really. We're seeing the crowds coming back as well. So yeah, there's a lot to be hopeful for, isn't there?
Indeed. And Ben, of course, it is disappointing for the 3rd year in a row. We're not going to be fighting for the playoffs. We're going to probably finish 9th, which is our spiritual home of League One. That is just a shame, isn't it? When you go into the final 5 games of the season, you're hoping you're still in the mix. It's still possible, but it won't happen. But final note to close out this video.
Yeah, mathematically possible, and I'm sure those Ipswich Town fans who have their bluest of blue spectacles on will still believe that it can happen. We're not saying that it absolutely can't. We're just saying it won't. And I'm not discouraging anybody to make the trip to the Northwest Midlands, up to close to Wales for Shrewsbury on Saturday. Get behind the team and let's try and finish the season on a high. One thing I didn't mention is I do wonder if there will be a few players out of contract. Like, it will be interesting. Will we keep Aluko now being in League One? I think we probably will. Will the likes of Tom Carroll get a deal? I'm really not sure whether we'll keep someone like him on board from the performances he's had recently. But you don't know. He's had trouble with injuries, and maybe a consistent run in the team, he could be a better player for us. But players like them, will they be told that they won't be here next season, and those last sort of couple of games they won't feature at all? Sometimes news like that drip feeds through to from the club to the fans. So it'd be interesting to see any bits and pieces that come through the club over the last 3 weeks of the season. But yes, it's a very long summer. I don't recall the season finishing in April in terms of the proper season, not playoffs, etc. Finishing in April like this before. So yeah, a really long summer, Blues fans. So let's make the most of these 5 games. Get behind the team. I won't be making it to Shrewsbury, but I will certainly be there for most of the other games. Maybe not Crewe, but renewed the season ticket. Got my dad on board for next year as well, so it's another one who'll be sitting next to me. So yeah, lots to look forward to. Let's get the season tickets in, and cheer them on until the end of April.
Indeed, and I think the season for next year starts, I think, late July. So we're going to have an earlier season. So it's a weird one. Yeah,
I didn't know that.
I'll unpack my shorts.
Yeah. A nice potential away trip to is it Gloucestershire that Forest Green play at in July and August? That'll be amazing.
That'd be great. Yeah, once again, we'll bring you so much content for the fixtures and everything. Of course, there'll be signings, there'll be new deals, there'll be loads of different things going out. The new kits, can't wait for that. But yeah, we shall bring you all that content. Can't speak. Content very soon.
It's just so exciting, Ross. This new content.
I can't wait to jump on this roller coaster again.
Fixtures.
I'm still nervous whether my contract with KOA is going to get renewed. So it's a long summer for us as well, Ross. So.
Yeah, definitely. We shall let you know if whoever's getting that renewed contract. But Bono, Ben, thanks for joining me as ever for another video. Let us know in the comments down below your thoughts, your feelings going into the final 5 games. What are you liking? What are you expecting? We shall wait and see. Bye for now.